that got cut off in the broadcast. I was explaining that the Taz says that the reason that Talmidei Chacham are allowed to tie their shoes or untie their shoes is because even though normally they went for 7 days, but they didn't always go for 7 days. Sometimes they would go to sleep at night with their clothes off. Sometimes they would take it off from, to walk through the mud or whatever. So as long as you don't have intention for sure to keep it more than 24 hours, it's okay. And then when the Gemara says that the knots of the Talmidei Chacham are forbidden, it doesn't mean the actual Talmidei Chacham. It means knots that are similar to those knots. Insofar as they last 7 days, those are forbidden. Okay, let us go back to the Alter Rebbe, which I now have to find. Okay. Oh, here it is. Here it is. He spells it out. When they have no intention when they light, when they tie it. And the koshim stam they tie it. Koshim Shabbos, you're allowed to do it on Shabbos. Even though they don't undo it at night until after a certain time. It's not called permanent. Because when they tied it, it wasn't for sure. That they're not going to untie it with Shabbos. Sometimes the Torah scholars will remove their shoes before they go to sleep. So too, it is permissible to untie it on Shabbos if they tied it without a specific intention. Even if they tied it a week ago and they didn't take it off in between, but when they tied it, they didn't necessarily plan to leave it for that long. That's a kind of knot that is not considered permanent, and they're allowed to untie.
Again. This is exactly what's happened.
So it's going to be double tied?
If when they made it, they didn't plan to leave it for more than 24 hours,
okay,
even though they ended up leaving it for more than 24 hours, that's a type of knot that may be untied on Shabbos because it wasn't made with the intention of leaving it for more than 24 hours.
So the next Shabbat you can untie it tight.
Yeah,
no
correct. You didn't daven yet? Excellent.
We have minyan.
Baruch Hashem.
Let's keep it for tomorrow too. So don't play tomorrow. Are we all going to be here tomorrow with Hashem Yinada? So, okay, we're not praying, we can be here with Hashem Yinada. We have minyan for tomorrow as well.
Okay, Baruch Hashem. Okay. Avo Shorim Shel Olam Darka L'Kaimon. Knots that are usually left for a certain amount of time for sure, and his way is not to undo it on the day. It's forbidden even bistam to tie them or to untie them. Now notice he doesn't say that the person can decide differently. He says if it's a type of knot that he definitely leaves for more than 24 hours, then it's a problem. In other words, a person, let's say, he always leaves his shoes. He never unties the shoes. He slips them on, slips them off. That's his way. Such a person cannot tie it on Shabbos saying, okay, this time is going to be different. No. Once it's Shabbos, I'm going to untie my shoes. It doesn't work that way. If it's a type of knot that is always left for 24 hours, then it's forbidden, even if he personally is planning to take it off at this moment. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about type of knot for the world. I'm saying he usually leaves it, then he can't change that just on a one-off basis. Okay, we said that. We mentioned this in our Ramah. Some say that any knot that is not going to be left for 7 days is not a permanent knot, even with Rabban. You're allowed to tie it on Shabbos. Even if in most cases they're left for 7 days, but sometimes they do untie within 7. This is the same as the opinion about 24 hours says, as long as you sometimes undo it, it's okay. Same thing here. As long as you sometimes undo it, it's okay. For example, where are we? Usually they don't take it off except from Shabbos. So it's more or less 7 days. Sometimes they undo it within 7. That's not called. So even though it's for sure more than 24, but because it may or may not be less than 7, it's not called Kesher Shakayam. Unless he specifically intends to leave it more than 7, then it would be us, according to this opinion. But if he ties a stam, it's not called permanent. Unless his way is to always leave it for more than 7 days. For example, the strings, the ropes with which the collar of the shirt is tied in place. In those wonderful days when they used to only change the shirts once a week, and they used to put it on at the beginning of the week and take it off at the end of the week, and that is his way. He's not allowed to do it on Shabbos because he's not planning to undo it until 7 days later, and that's his way. So therefore, it's forbidden. You should be machmir like the strict opinion and consider more than 24 hours to be permanent. Less than 7 days, but 124 hours you could be making only if necessary. A lot, very necessary, and even then only through a goy. It's interesting because in other places in halacha, Alter himself says that if it's a thing that some permit you to do in the first place, you can have a goy do it. Here he doesn't say that. He says in tzorech harbe lekach, then you can do it through a goy. Not simple to just do it through a goy. Sounds like he's paskening mostly like the first opinion. Only in a case of Shas Chak can you rely on the second opinion, even that only through a goy. Some say you're only chayiv for a knot that is going to last forever if it is a professional knot. That the knot is strong and durable like craftsmen tie when performing their craft. For example, the knots of the straps of shoes and sandals that leather workers tie when making them, or anything similar. It's interesting that Alter Rebbe left out the camels and left out the ships. He's writing the Shulchan Aruch for the Yidden in Eastern Europe and so on and so forth. I mean, probably he knew that it would spread, but for that time, they didn't have camels there. They probably never saw a ship in their life. The average shtetl Yid, I'm saying. Gives them something they can relate to. Knots in their shoes and everything similar. Anyway, but a person who ties a knot that is permanent and not professional, potter. This is the Yeshem, this is the Rambam. If a sandal strap snapped and he tied it, a rope, and he tied it, or he tied a rope on a bucket, or he tied the reins of an animal, any similar knot which is done not professionally. People do for long-lasting potters, even if it's not forever, it's just for the shear that we had before. I mean, to say the Rambam is strict when it's 2 reasons to be lenient, he's still strict. Meaning to say, it's not forever, it's only more than 24 hours, or only more than 7 days, according to the opinions, and it's not ma'aseh uman, nevertheless, because it's more than 24 hours, it's already aser. To be mutter, it has to be completely temporary and not professional. If it's a not of a professional, even if it's not made to last at all, he's planning to undo it on the day itself. Also, it's forbidden by Rabbinic law to tie it on Shabbos. As a decree, that if you would do it, if you'd be allowed to do it when you're planning to not leave it forever, you might end up leaving it forever, or end up, making one with the intention of leaving it forever, which would be asma deraisa, which would be a chiyuv deraisa. Yes, I remember some say the Rosh there is no difference at all between the two types of knots. Even if it's a temporary, an unprofessional knot, it's chayav if it's with the intention to last forever. If it's not made permanent at all, so then it's permissible whether it's professional or not. One should be strict like the first opinion, the Ram and the Rif. That's why the minhag is not to untie or to tie any knot which has two knots, one on top of the other. If you're planning to remove it on the day. We don't know what's called a professional job. In which case it would be forbidden according to the Rambam to tie it even if it's not lasting at all. The chol kesher is true kosher hadei ketev, any knot which is very well tied. That could be that's a professional knot. We don't know. It's two knots, one on top of the other, is a strong knot, and therefore there's reason to believe that it's a problem. And like he explains the notes on the side, this is why you're not allowed to tighten the second knot of your tzitzis. Very severe violation. Very severe. If that is a double knot, if that's a ma'aseh, which we don't know, but maybe it is, that could be an issur d'oraisa. Well, it's not going to last forever, but in his mind, a person would like it to last forever. Right? He knows it's not going to, just practically, but he would like it to. So that is considered a kesher shel kayam. Nevertheless, in a case of tsar, we don't have to be strict on rabbinic matters, and it's permissible to undo a knot that is not intended to last at all. In which case it would be mutter if it would not be a professional knot. So, for example, a person tied their shoes, like we said before, with a double knot by mistake. He wants to take it off to be able to sleep Friday night, so he's allowed. Because if it would be a ma'aseh hedyot, it would be allowed because it's a less than 24-hour knot. But therefore, we're not going to be strict on this person because it's for sure m'drabanan, and also according to the Rosh, it's permissible even if it is considered a ma'aseh. It's still allowed because the Rosh doesn't care if it's a ma'aseh as long as it's temporary. So therefore, he allows it in that case. All right, Yashakar for coming, Al-Khalan. Thank you. What's with your guy? Okay. Very good. To the Sedayim, yes. I'll see you tomorrow. David Leib, Daniel. David Leib, hopefully you can make it tomorrow because we want to try for a minyan again.
You want to be a Chazan, Rabbi?
No, thank you though.
Anybody want to be a Chazan?